say. Gives you big team fight, good ways to take objectives as well. Now your 2 supports do provide you Roche with the Curse as well as the little Shredder, so it does give you a lot.
And if SD is 5, this crushes the lane as well. Strong laner with most 3s, so it kind of forces that into a 4 position.
And if there is like an SD save, if you know, in some situations, that's setting up for Snapfire too. In some moves.
Yeah.
So what's gonna be the answer?
I mean, can VP still go for a fast draft, right? Because they have a Beastmaster? Can they still decide that? Well.
Yep, there it is, the Shaman. So they're gonna go for
it. Of course.
So that's gonna be the 4.
Okay, that's a 4.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. Like, I think sorry, the Shaman will be a 4, but I really like Shadow Demon 4. Sorry. I think that hero gets a lot more with net worth and experience. So I don't know how much I like this now, them going into it.
Didn't they run Shaman in the safe lane in one game, and they put their 5 in the off lane? Oh, am I just imagining things?
That was 5 AM for me. I was delirious watching those games.
Okay, so pace is being brought up. So we're seeing like that. Roche potential, objective taking, speed. Razor versus TA though.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Snap and lane.
I guess they feel the Shadow Demon's going to fulfill his role, and Raw as well. Like, how do you actually get on the TA with 2 ways to control Razor through BKB?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
fair.
For sure. TA can kite it around then. Get away from that link.
What are the best offlaners if you want to punish this TA Shadow Demon lane? Oh well, there you go. It's tied. Yeah,
old duo. The old trusted duo, right? Snap and Tide, lots of minus armor between the 2 of them. Good way to stop the combo plays versus Beast and Shaman and everything like that too. So Ravage will get off. Lots of team fight now in HellRaisers, and VP, it's not really the same type of team fight at all. It's more about just grouping and pushing, like we've seen from them a lot.
Yep. Tide's also great at defending towers, right?
Yep.
So you can fight around the objectives really easily. And the combo of Tide Snapfire is also pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of ways to fight and set up around those buildings again from HR this time around.
So this final pick for VP, are you going to lean into this fast draft and just commit completely to it? Or do you diversify a little bit? Because they need a mid laner, right?
To me, it looks like they're already committed, right? TA, Shaman, and Beast. That looks like you're pretty committed to the push, but...
So what do you do then? Can you Lesh? Or something like that?
Trying to see what they need. Well, because we were saying they need a little bit of team fight, right? So do you feel like Lesh is great AoE damage, but do you feel like they need ways to initiate or like AoE control?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure, because GPK, like now I've seen him play Pugnas and Death Prophets. Like these are the ones that just keep coming to my mind. It's these pushy heroes, but
Pugna's not bad though here. It's actually okay Pugna game. Because you can decrep defensively rather, and then that way the Abaddon doesn't have as much of an impact. You also have Life Drain, which can't be dispelled, so you have a lot of save that Abaddon doesn't deal with.
And you have Shadow Demon to protect in case they go on you and all that too. So I'm thinking, I mean, it just looks a little weird if they do force it that hard.
Yep. But it's VP, right? So there's a team that I'm expecting it to force it. It would 100%
exactly.
be that.
Because they're probably already thinking like they probably already know what last hero they want to go with, knowing them.
Yep. I mean, in the last interview they gave us, remember they just told us they decided Pugna as like a last-minute thing, and they liked it. Oh, Pugna.
And they liked it versus the Razor. That's why it's like it's sticking out to my head so much. Exactly. I mean, sure, that game there was a Lesh, which makes it like, oh my God, like Pugna's amazing there. But so I think HellRaisers is on a similar path though. They're banning the Death Prophet. They're looking to ban those heroes that are going to group and go with this.
Yep. Well, on the other hand, what does HellRaisers need actually? What completes their draft here?
They still haven't shown really if that Razor's mid or safe lane. So I think they're going to be able to just respond to VP and then pick accordingly afterwards, since they do have that final pick.
And it's dangerous to go for certain, like maybe Lesh is better in that sense because it at least has a more consistent laning experience, right? Pugna, depending on the matchup, can just get destroyed.
5 seconds remaining.
We're missing like a glaring hero for GPK.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I'm trying to see this hero pool. Lots banned out. They got rid of the Quap. Lena's banned. TA's already picked. We spoke about the Lesh potential. I don't think you can... maybe you can just Void or Ember? Like, they're still available. Void's not the greatest, but Ember's a consider. They do Puck.
Okay, so they're going to bring a little more team fight into themselves. And there is like no stun. They have like... I mean, there's stun, like your Cookie and your Tide under Ravage, but they're... You know, you see them coming. Puck right now actually has nothing to play against. 0 stuns that he has to worry about.
10 seconds
Yep.
remaining.
Are there any mid laners that really crush this matchup? I mean, DK comes to mind, but that's a kind of a dead hero.
Thing of the past.
Oh, Ember. There we go.
Ember. Okay, so the corrosion, slight spam.
It's not an easy Ember game though. It's really not. You're into Purge on Shadow Demon, instant Hex Jump if this is a 4,
Yep.
which it is. If you get 1 control and Pure is really farmed, he's going to rip Rabel apart. I think the thing that Ember does though is comes online relatively early and can just invade the jungle, which is something they need, and to jump the back line because Razor can't do that.
I think it's also just to fight back early into this like heavy push lineup, right?
True.
I think that this provides that another hero that can be, he can show up to all these fights. He's gonna be there.
Is that enough to sway you towards their side, Fogged?
It's a lot of team fight on HellRaisers, and they've looked really good with the team fight. This looks like a really, really good puck game. The only thing he has to worry about literally is Ember Spirit in any situations.
Yeah, GPK puck is scary.
It
Aries,
is.
are you a believer in the GPK puck? Do you think he can solo carry this game like Real did last game?
It's tough. It's tough. I like HellRaisers team fight a lot, but I'm concerned on how Raze is actually going to play this game into double BKB piercing. I'm going to go HellRaisers though. I think that team fighting just gives them a little bit of an edge.
I think
Okay.
I'm with you. I think I'm slightly with you. Nothing big, but just like a slight advantage for them. Because if they start to be able to set the tempo as I saw them do, really hardcore in that last game. They were the ones making all the plays. I could see this. I could see them fighting back into this push lineup.
We'll see, because it's the final game of the series. Winner takes all. They go to the grand final. Loser still has an opportunity against Team Spirit, though, so not an easy one. Will the team fight and HellRaisers be stronger than GPK's free puck game? We're going to have to see as we go into Game 3 between HellRaisers and Virtus.pro, casted to you by Aries and Fogged.
Yavo, I mean, yeah, fuck, that really is the question now. Like, can you deal with the puck? I mean, in GPK specialty. Also, do you feel like this is probably one of the most even drafts we've seen so far through the finals?
I'm not even sure anymore at this point. Really, like it's been such a crazy like last 2 days really of just like watching these teams and just getting just so impressed really by honestly like Rebel. Like he's been so impressive for me that maybe even Giraffe like throw it away. Like, this guy's just doing so much. Like his Lena the last game was just so damn impressive. His Mars the other day too. I'm just looking forward to lots of battles, and I'm wondering if this TA is going to be able to get into the fights, because I'm seeing a pretty hard TA game. That's the other thing too, is like why I'm like I like the team fight from HR so much is because I don't know how TA gets into fights, like versus Link versus Snapfire versus Ember Spirit. The refraction's going to be non-existent. Just feels difficult.
I think the big advantage for HellRaisers is this like jump in Ravage, Mortimer Kisses drop down with like Ember Burst, but I think VP have to play off the back of the kiting. Like you need the Razor to show himself and then use Raw or use Demonic Purge to reset the static link so TA can then get another angle back in the fight. Because like you're saying, if that doesn't happen, then a lot of her damage is going to be heavily mitigated, because that's the name of the game here for the Razor. We've seen it be a counter to TA for quite some time. And it's all eyes on Watson if he can, do his job.
Yep. Eyes on Watson for the junior job, and so many eyes on GPK. I think he could take over this game as this puck. Like as we mentioned, for multiple reasons, just no stuns, really, that he has to worry about too much. Does miss like every last hit under the tower mid. Missed the orb on the creep as well, and he missed the deny on the range creep.
This is disaster of a start for GPK. It's not going well. His puck free game.
He's 3-1. It wasn't disaster. It's just he missed the last hit with the orb, and that's always like ooh.
That feels bad. It's alright. Oh, so you feel like, how does this lane matchup actually fare between the puck and the Ember?
Puck wins, but Ember gets a decent amount out of it because he's just slight spamming.
I've actually seen like the Ember go like Orb of Corrosion and Max Slight.
Yep.
Is that what you're speaking about?
Yep. You go the 0-4-2 build. And you play about this sustain where Puck has to maybe bring an extra bit of regen or just play a little bit more careful because the slight does add up. But I don't think we'll see. I think GPK should have very good lane, very good overall game. But let's see. I mean, Rebels, like we said, super impressive. So
It's just been the name, his name being said, over and over again throughout the HellRaisers series, and we'll see if it's going to be GPK this time with the position 2 as how's top going at the moment for Watson. They don't have the greatest positioning with the creep wave. It does look like Melody's going to try and start to even that one back out. But see, I mean, they do put, of course, Yamich up in the lane versus the Abaddon. I mean, traditionally, Razor has been a very lane dominator. Do you feel like he can have as strong of a lane into these two heroes?
No, I think this is actually really good because now you can't link nearly as often. Immediately when link happens, disruption happens. And I think they knew the Abaddon's going to be top. You can't push Shaman versus Abaddon. So,
yeah, it's definitely going to be something difficult for them to see. And
was that Avo? What the hell was that noise? Did you hear that?
I didn't want to put highlight it. It's okay.
I got to call that. It's fine.
It's okay. You can do it.
GPK. Getting a bit aggro up on that hill.
For the tempo.
I think Evo actually was mentioning though that previously Virtus.pro they've put the Shaman into the safe lane, even though it has it's on the position 5 this time. So see how much they're gonna get, because previously it has always been on Yamich, at least from what I've seen in the drafts. Of course, we don't have scrim information and everything like that, so it's gonna be a bit later of a blink timing.
Yeah, I should have played it last time, right? The last game when they were playing Shaman. Pretty sure he played the last one.
Yeah, actually, I feel like you are right now.
Yeah, he played the last one. But, I mean, it's a 5 position, so it's going to make things a lot harder. And it does mean that Pure's lane will be a little bit more difficult. But as we mentioned, he can't lane versus Abaddon, so they just had to make this swap up. This
could be scary now. I mean, limitless free farming, we've also seen what he can do as a playmaker. And yeah, they're going to make the move in. Dakota is in a bit of trouble. He's got Pure also posturing aggressively. In fact, they're actually going to look to turn it back around. Because you're seeing this time just to beat onto the Shaman, but the stick health is not enough to keep Limitless alive. Because now Pure's going to push over to Gilgar as well as somehow the Shaman.
The fluffy hat.
How is he not dead? Oh my.
Fluffy hat stick, dude. He's so tanky. Actually, look, almost 900 health with 82 base. I love Shadow Shaman, man. This is a Shadow Shaman player for sure. Like, very comfortable with it. He held his ground. Beautifully done. I actually was surprised that Pure didn't skill the meld in this matchup, because Tide is actually quite low armor, and we've seen some people even start with meld in these lanes. But either way, they didn't need it. They get the kill, and that's huge for a TA versus a Tide snap with a Shaman 5. I mean, didn't expect that.
I mean, we were speaking about maybe him not getting the early blink. I mean, you keep having kill involvement like that. Who knows what timing it's going to come out for Yokota.
Look at the items that he comes back to the lane with, too. This is like, I'm going to fight you back. I buy Raindrop. I buy just straight up, like, regen to fight back versus Tide and Snap, so. Yeah, they're ready to duke it out down there. Quiet other lanes, though. We see the Beastmaster DM. He has actually been sitting at 11 last hits for a long time. I guess the pull that you were mentioning that Malady was able to get messed up positioning a bit for him.
And, alright, Pure just gets another. So this time on Gilgar. This is continuing to be a good start. We saw Pure struggled in our game 2 on the Wraith King, but now already the Templar Assassin 23-5, and we've also got GPK that is absolutely demolishing mid as well, 42-9 compared to the 33-2. What's the net worth difference there? It is about 500 advantage at the moment for GPK.
Very good game for the Puck, as we've mentioned multiple times. So he could look to make moves early on already. These low level here, everyone's fairly squishy. I mean, a coil on pretty much anybody would get a kill. He just has to do it right. If it's done top, he has to make sure that he catches both, or he makes sure he silences the Abaddon to not shield off the Puck coil, on Watson. But he's got a lot of options on this Puck, as we've said. So yeah, phenomenal start. And I really would, if you asked me like multiple times, I would not have really ever expected TA to have 3 kills at 5 minutes in that lane.
I mean, that's incredibly scary, because we've spoken a lot about VP and their tempo controlling, and you're on Radiant as well. So if Pure can get a pretty good timing, Dragonlance Deso, you move that into Roche, because Dire are very cooldown reliant. So if Ravage is on cooldown, Mortimer Kiss is even just a pick off, that's a free Roche, and all of a sudden, TA is starting to come on time, and then you lead that into more outer towers, and then things just start to crumble from there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that ending.
Yeah, I guess that's something we didn't touch we did mention, big team fight and all that on HR, but yeah, we didn't talk, like, VP it's fast paced. Sure, they have like Coil and Roar that are a bit longer cooldown, same thing with Shaman ult, but their draft overall is going to be playing very quick. So HR does have to be careful with these ultis and in what position. This is crazy though. It's like TA's about to be level 6 almost. Tide's level like 4. So this bottom lane becomes, I don't want to like say fully unplayable, but borderline, because just the traps that are set up, they already do have sentries set up there to kill them, but the chase distance you have when you're a safe lane TA is absurd.
Like, I wonder now if Gilga considers just starting to make some stacks for the Tide to catch up in the jungle. Get those Ancients going, the hard camp going as well. I mean, dragging the wave into a Shaman that hits for 84 is definitely not something that you're too comfortable doing.
Mm-hmm.
Dire are scanning.
I guess, the one thing is the fact that DM is like getting nothing out of top. His levels is okay, same as the Tide, but is just very, very behind in the last hits. And, this is something that we were kind of expecting for out of game 1 with the Phantom Assassin, Crystal Maiden. But maybe him having a rougher game could slow down this timing that VP are looking to hit.
Hey, he doesn't have a Weaver with him, right? Doesn't have the Beastmaster Weaver strength, and of course it's just such a stronger lane with an Abaddon next to the Razor, just keeping him topped off at all times, so he's always just able to purchase items to just lane rather than any sustain or anything like that.
I mean, my eyes are just on when GPK is really going to start to make that movement.
Yeah,
Level 7, of course, destroying mid, but when do you feel like you need to make the plays on the side lanes?
It's like, does he even need to, right? Maybe he just feels like he can just farm and go for like these carry pucks that have Witchblade so early. He's already got the Blitz Knuckles picked up. He's rushing it. And a regen rune, so this is a full efficiency farm here on this hard camp. And yeah, let's see what he likes to do. He's gonna just go back mid. Lanes are just staying consistent at the moment, which you can't blame VP for, right? Their TA is unpressured, free farming. It's only DM who's suffering.
I mean, I guess that's another thing we haven't spoken about is that, like, HellRaisers, they haven't even considered moving to Radiant's Triangle to maybe block up the Ancients. So there's already a triple stack there for Pure to fall back on, and, I mean, he's free farming, so that's just going to further increase his lead as bottom. And there's going to be in some trouble. Got Ravage if Ember thinks about TPing in, and Pure doesn't actually have mana to play with Refraction. Some one charges available here, but they're happy with the damage dealt. Gilga's actually going to look to TP mid. As Coil is used on Rabel, I believe he dodged it with the slide?
It looks like he dodged it, yeah. And now he's got the Corrosion picked up too, so this spam, it's really starting to hurt the puck.
I mean, how does now Rabel look to use his build? Is this a build he tries to play off farming with, or do you really look to get aggressive with it?
Get aggressive.
See Yamich.
Yeah, I want to see
the
him get
aggression
very
come
aggressive.
into play, and Watson gets a kill on DM top. Yakota's able to step in and at least cancel off the attempt from Rabel. Now he's turning to GPK instead.
Great awareness
Back
by
up in a
Rebel.
couple of seconds. Let's see if the slide's enough. Let's go for a bit. No, not going to secure the kill. Although, meanwhile, still top lane. Yeah, we did see DM going down.
Gets soloed. And Rebel, we're going to keep calling him Rebel, even though it's real, but whatever.
Yeah.
Very good awareness of while he's chasing on this bottom side. He actually just immediately jumps to his Remnant top and snatches the rune out of GPK's hands right in front of him. So GPK, not able to fill that bottle up, has to probably heal. Rebel still healthy to be able to stay in this mid and fight. And yeah, you were asking, I think his job is just fight. Like, he's got a Batten shield behind him. Like, he should just be super active, especially when Coil's, whiffed in any type of way. So 30 seconds where he has nothing he has to really worry about with an Abaddon behind him.
I guess that's another nice thing as well. We spoke a lot about the puck on the side lanes he could go to, whether that's top, whether that's bottom. But Ember has the same thing. I mean, ganking a Razor lane. I guess he doesn't have a point in chains, which maybe is a little of an issue to go to the Razor, but you could go to Tide down bottom with Ravage, just look to blow up the TA for her first death.
Yeah, I think playing around, I think bottom would be the more likely one, right? Because just DM's already so shut down. He probably doesn't need to think about going up there. And you were mentioning the stacks for the TA to catch back up on. We see Limitless. He did have his triple stack on his hard camp. So the Tide started out a little rough, I would say, because of the deaths, but up to level 7. Looking pretty decent with some phase boots picked up, too. Bottom, Gilgar showed his face.
With GPK. First rotation. Limitless is posturing in a position that might force GPK to think twice, but it's really just a tide, and seeing no one else, it feels like GPK is not worried at all. So that's going to be the first kill of the game for the puck.
I think this is one of the slower games we've had, right? 4-1, 9 minutes. Like, just both teams are very happy with what they're getting on the map. Malady now has scouted the stacks. He checked it out. He's circling it, letting them know. TA is going to farm here. Maybe we want to make a play if TA goes missing with the Tide Hunter. Tide Ember making a play around those Ancients as possible. They didn't get a ward down, though. It was already covered in the area from VP.
I wonder if we could see HellRaisers try and give Gilger a little bit of farm. I think Tome might actually give him his 6, but I want to say HellRaisers smoke up and go to the triangle with Ravage, with Kisses, and I think with Eye of the Storm, they actually could take that stack.
Just have to be careful the angle of approach. They got a ward down, so that's the important thing. Just getting some vision in the area first. Damage. We're going to go down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Like you were saying, though. Yeah, it's one of those slower starts that we've had, but it's just going to continue to set the build up here for this third game. Of course, we're not moving over to the grand finals where you're guaranteed DPC points, guaranteed second place, at least $25,000 dues and 130 points as well, which is important. It's a long road to TI, really the important thing for all of these teams.
Absolutely. It's really like both teams literally playing their lanes. Did that ward catch the smoke? I didn't actually get to see it in time, but they are making a smoke move top. I think it did not get seen. So they're going to try to get DM back into the game a bit because he's really far behind. Malady's still only level 5.
Malady's in a good spot.
Oh!
What's up? Watson's able to make it back towards the tower. Enables these TP rotations, so at least breaking off the link. Rainbow's going to try and find an angle into the team fight. Now with the Kisses getting laid down on DM as well. I mean, Yamich, he doesn't even think about going for the banishment. So DM just gets obliterated from the ultimate. Now they're looking to the Shadow Demon under the tower as well. Gonna be a bit cautious though how deep they dive. They'll respect the potential rotations to come out, but I'm sure they are more than happy with that.
Surprised Rebel went the 4th point in the Flame Guard. It didn't end up mattering, but I see a lot of players still doing like the 1-4-3. But guess he just wants to have the maximum versus the puck anyway, which it doesn't make too much of a difference. But and now back to top immediately. They have Coil available. He's got the Witchblade done, as we mentioned before. And Snapfire Kisses is down. One of the bigger damage things that they're worried about in the early game. Sure, there's still a Tide under Ravage, but I think the Kisses is something that they're most concerned about on those type of overextension plays. So top tower. Will they drop the wards for it?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Considering it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He wants more though. He wants a pick with it, I think. He wants a kill and a... He's getting greedy maybe. There we go. He just drops him down.
Does look like bottom lane. They are going to get a kill on Yamich though. Limitless and Rabel with the help of the double damage rune. So we'll see one of the Virtus.pro supports dying. But like you said, Serpent Ward's dropped up top. So VP will find the first objective of the game.
Both teams, like we've been saying though, both teams feel like they're getting what they want on the map. It's super close, super even. I think maybe VP slightly ahead because of this TA able to farm Ancients up to level 12. Razor almost level 11, so still kind of keeping up. But yeah, that's a big space making there for Pure. Deso coming up pretty soon, honestly. And then the next thing is gonna be HR has to be careful of their next ultimate usages, because if they mess up the next round of ults, it could just be Roche immediately on the horizon for VP. So they have to be very wary how they take this next fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna have to almost be like a 4 kills, 5-man wipe. Otherwise, it will feel like the Ravage is not worth it. Because off the back, VP just going to get so many objectives after that one.
As soon as Ravage or Kisses are used in the next thing, like they have to get like 2-3 big kills and even into a tower or something like that. Because otherwise, yeah, the VP, they're going to respawn and just go straight for Roshan, as we've been saying. So we'll see what HR does. They have Kisses available, looking for a smoke up again, looking for a move.
They see DM. It's like Limitless just going to cut off at least the avenue for the Beastmaster at the moment. They'll use the Kisses once again to get rid of the life of the Beastmaster. So 3 deaths at the moment. Radiant. They're trying to mirror this move though. Kikoda along with GPK, but they're not going to find Watson farming.
And Deso's done. In a second. 50
Come on.
gold.
He just need a little bit of gold. Come on, where's that camp?
There we go.
There we go. And we've got BKB almost on Watson completed as well.
Yep.
Still, we were mentioning the draft though. Like they do have ways to go through the BKB, so we'll see. It really comes down to the target prioritization, I think, from HellRaisers. I really think Shouted Demon's got to go. I think Beastmaster has to go. Because if you don't do that, then Watson's unable to deal with the Templar Assassin through the fights.
Yeah, and Limitless needs a Blink Dagger. I was a bit surprised he went for the Plate Mail so early on, but he's going for that Blink next. And he's just got to get, like you said, onto Shadow Demon, because Shadow Demon's job is just going to be ult the Razor. Every single fight, just ult the Razor. Or the Ember, I guess, honestly. It's never bad to ult the Ember Spirit, but probably the Razor.
They're actually going to come down bottom to try and defend the tower. See another Serpent Ward usage. More than likely put it in deny range. Watson's just waiting to reveal himself until the coil is dropped. DPK is able to reposition. They do get the tower as well with the rest of the team. A little bit too late to connect, so it does keep them on the opposite side of the map as now DM
Rebel.
is trying to find a setup on Rabel. Remnant over the Roche pit. He will make it away.
Still so close. Very even game still. I think the same things just still has to be reiterated, and that's why I think why we see HR not forcing anything. It's just they have to be careful of when they use those ults. The kisses were used, it's fine, but Ravage is one of the other ones that they just absolutely need to keep, as we said, because of that Roche threat.
Such a scary time there for HellRaisers. One mistake into an easy and objective is Yokoda. Right to Limitless. Who's really ran into who, though, is the question. With Tide having Ravage available, be cautious about taking a team fight in a close proximity as Pure just beats down into Melody.
He didn't skill ult in time.
And now they can just look to the Tide as well. They've got to be cautious about the Kraken shell, so DM holding the Raw, making sure he doesn't want to pop that big ultimate. But still the rest of Die a little bit late to connect. Watson's nearby. Limitless is now going to use the ulti, and Rabel will show up as well, so Watson's going to move it, but instantly, Raw used, they obliterate the Razor, they're on to Limitless next as well, with the Kraken Shell. We'll get rid of the Shackles, so he's able to reposition, but I reckon that's Roshan.
That's Roche on the menu, yep. And that was actually a pretty big misplay from Malady. Didn't skill the ultimate. Like, he has a skill point, but he didn't skill it while he was getting hit, so he just exploded, wasn't able to be there in time to help out his team, and this is a huge avenue opened up for VP.
Everything we were speaking about coming into play now, and Hikoda once again runs into Melody. Will be okay. But
that was such a forced Ravage. Like, he didn't want to pop it, but he's like, I'm gonna die, and then they're gonna just go into Roche anyway, and ends up almost being what we used to call in some of my teams is like this double mistake. You know, you make you're dying, and then you make the double mistake. So now even after the fact that you die, you respawn, you can't do anything about it because you don't have your ult. So now VP have a big window with that Ravage down. And map control will be aplenty because there's TA and a Beastmaster, so traps and hawks all over, so moves will be seen.
Not only that, but also objectives as well with the Serpent Ward soon to be claimed as I mean, Limitless just running into Pure. The Playmail is helping out a little bit here. They really need Melody to close the distance, or maybe the cookie's enough. Pure's actually still going to jump over the tree line. One more side blade's enough to secure the kill. Do they want to stick around from Virtus.pro? There are a couple of BKBs in the arsenal for the boys on HellRaisers. So they'll target down the Shadow Shaman. A 1-for-1 trade, though, with multiple BKB usages feels like that is a win for VP.
For sure. GPK's just farming the whole time, too. Like, Puck's just bottom lane, chilling, while his team's making the space. Getting a good core kill. And mid tower will drop. So, a big move from VP, as we said.
Alright, Fog, I need a bold claim from you. Does GPK go flawless this game? Is he actually gonna die?
I don't think he should. Honestly, when we saw the pick, the draft looked like from what I mean is like, you know, from what he's playing against, like the stuns. He has no stuns to play versus, and his team has great ways to protect him because he has a bailout. He has a Shadow Demon in case of anything. And now with full map control, they'll see all the moves coming before they happen. So.
He's so fun. Wait, he's got boots to travel?
Yeah, he's got bots. Arcane Rune, Fairy Trinket. He's fully online.
That's quite the understatement. My guy is...
I look at Pure is unbelievably farmed. Like 13k net worth pre 20 minutes. I mean, he's nearing 700 GPM, I believe, right?
Let's take a look.
661.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, and we didn't see them contest the Ancients. We brought it up that maybe that was going to be the first Ravage and Mortimer Kiss's usage, but I think the fight up top where they just used it solo on DM gave a free window for Pure just to take it, and his net worth skyrocketed. I guess also, like, he had a really, really good lane, so that's another thing to mention.
I think that's understating it, right? he had the best lane
Like
of TA
4
could get, I
kills?
feel like.
Yeah. A complete switch up from the Wraith King previously, top of the net worth, and
Ooh,
DM
DM?
again. It feels like
No
this-
way.
All right.
No way.
Is
He
he gonna
breaks
get
the
away?
smoke, and he just glides right past him, going south.
350 movement speed hero just running by. Don't mind me, guys. I'll pop the smoke and get outie.
It's a 50-50 there, right? Rebel checked north. He checked the west rather than the south with the slights, so doesn't catch him. Pure?
Ember. Even being an Agi hero, I mean, you see that armor. He's gonna take a lot of damage.
It's just pressure on all fronts is what I'm seeing. HR has to, like, they're like, oh my god, we have to deal with bottom. It's being pushed in. Oh god, there's pressure coming into our jungle. Oh god, top's being pushed in. It's too much right now for them to deal with, and I think they're afraid to throw down their ultimates now, because if they throw them down on one side, then the other side's gonna get devastated.
1 hit, 2 hit. What's it gonna be for Pure? It's a Melody, bit of reposition thanks to Gilga.
He's got a blink. Is he gonna go for
Pure's
it?
gonna jump in. Really wants the Abaddon life. Does Watson want to start trying to soak away the damage here from the Templar Assassin? Instant purge out, and now with the blink from
BKB?
Limitless as well, but the BKB from Pure. He's still got to be cautious, though. He doesn't have too much damage to take the team fight. As the Mortimer Kiss is getting laid down, this is a really good ultimate for
Watson?
Pure, but they don't have a control to enable as Watson. Blown up thanks to the control. Pure is still sticking around as well. They haven't even dealt with the first live. Able at least able to clean up some of the supports. So in the end, a 1 for 2 was looking like a rougher fight for HellRaisers.
It was a little weird because of the link got almost full onto Pure, but at the end of it, Shakota actually comes in so clutch. We said this 5-position Shadow Shaman. He's got the blink dagger, dude. He jumped in, gave his life, ward trapped the Razor, finished him off. That was actually not a bad fight from HR to that point. But then once the Razor dies, now they use BKBs, they used all their ults. VP's just gonna go farm out the map.
I mean,
That was a big
having
move
this
again.
blink down as well on Hyokota, it just gives you, like, now TA and Shaman can almost blow anyone up. But more in
Yeah.
particular the Ember. Like, you were kind of having a difficult time to deal with Rabel unless, like, Puck gets... I mean, he's got BKB now, so you really didn't have a way to do it. But with Shaman, like, he can die in the side lane.
And they do have 2 heroes now that can, I guess you could say, like, stop the Abaddon from helping out, right? Like, they can blink hex him, and then they can disrupt him afterwards, and that's 2 things that are unpreventable. Like, you can't borrow time. Most stuns, you'll be able to just borrow time and then shield your ally. These 2, no, you can't. So, game does feel pretty hard for Malady to do much of anything. 0-2 and 2, a quiet game for the Abaddon. Unable to really get any of the dispels off that I feel like they wanted with it so far.
And you take a look at GPK's item build next, I cannot believe it
He's
how
so
farmed
farmed.
he is. He's almost got a Aghanims. And we've, again, continuing to speak about how rough of a game it is for Watson into Raw, into Demonic Purge. I mean, now you're doing with an Ag's Coil.
How's Watson gonna play? Honestly,
I really don't know.
It looks like it's just gonna get more and more difficult, and the pressure just keeps being on all fronts. Like, I've actually just looked at the map for the last 15 minutes or something. Maybe 15's an exaggeration, but like 12 minutes, and all lanes have been pushed in. This is the first time I see real Rebel actually able to push bottom far enough.
Like, I do... Look, we'll see. I've always think Tidehunter late game is just a ridiculous hero. Ravage is... I'd be surprised if it doesn't get touched in this next patch with the AoE that it has. Refresher can just completely break a game open, you know, with Kisses, with Ember jumping in if he gets really farmed, which is 3,000 behind his counterpart. They're actually going to look to
Dakota?
take a fight. They can get rid of both the supports. Limitless jumping in
Ravage?
the middle as well. Clips onto 3 with the Ravage. Shamich going to be forced to use the
The
base
Edge
to
Coil.
protect himself, but they've just blown up the Ember. Watson's controlled now as well. He's stolen a decent amount of damage, but DM holding him back with the roll means there's no mobility for the Razor to reset. And now VP are going to continue on the aggressive fun as GPK blinking forward for more. I mean, the Puck unanswered this game. 3-0-1 is going to add an extra kill to the tally. Unless Gilga says something otherwise. All right, some nice little jukes to the trees. Gilga, well done, well done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But as we've seen, GPK is immortal. And we saw there, that was an immediate usage of that Ags coil. Ember jumps in. I don't think he expected it. He BKBs, tries to break it. He goes, oh no. Devastation is hit. It's an Ags coil. I'm dead in 3 hits from TA, and fight is immediately lost. That's all their ults too. So now it's back to VP farming the whole map with no pressure on them at all. This game is becoming pretty impossible for HR to come back in. But like you said, the Tide under Ravage in the high grounds, if they're able to get any successful fights, I can see if he's able to get any extra farm. But if they're just losing the fights and they have no map to farm on, this is just going to get worse and worse for them. So DM, go find him.
They did just smoke under the Hawk, but DM was too close to the proximity of HellRaisers when they smoke, so we're able jumping over. Should reveal there's a ward nearby, unless he ran through the outpost. I mean, that's a quick respawn as well, so... I mean, let's see. It's a question now, VP. They don't have a trap nearby, so... If HellRaisers get lucky enough where you're able to wait like 30 seconds and all the ultis back up, well, who knows?
It's just it's a problem of the lanes too. The thing that I keep bringing back is if they want to contest the rush, they have to make sure that bottom or top is dealt with, and it's not. We see Rio, he's going bottom. He knows it's like, okay, siege waves, it's 25 minutes, we're on 5-minute mark, got to push these lanes out, but he's under ward. He's actually caught.
Yeah, I mean, utilizing this observer ward, Reborn's gonna try and play off the essence ring and hoping this coil explodes fast enough. What? Oh, that played metal armor. Oh, I'm so surprised he got away.
The essence ring and it was both, like both in combination was exactly enough for him to live. Wow.
Can they get anything off that? Like, Limitless is sitting in Roche. They don't have a good roasting lineup at all. So I don't know if he's just waiting for VP to come to the area.
He might be.
I mean, you've got Little Shredder and Gosh.
They're looking.
No, actually, it's not.
Are they gonna? I don't think that they should try it, but because there's too many, like, there's too much vision. There's Hawks and there's all these wards.
Well,
they will catch DM. Another big kill. Maybe with this they could.
I mean, this is big if they get it. This is huge if they get it now. That's what TA needs. You need second Roche. Yeah, he's
They're
gonna
buying back for
Look
it.
The importance of it. They know this could turn this game 3 completely on its head if HellRaisers get this second Roche.
Dire's top tower.
I'm still just looking at Pure at how farmed he is. He almost has Scotty picked up now too. He's under a ward though. They're thinking about it. We see HR posturing. They don't have the Ember in the area though. They need the Ember immediately when the fight kicks off. He's low on remnants too.
Ravage has to clip the Armage at the same time. If you don't get the Shadow Demon, then he's instantly going to step in. I mean, he's got Aethelins.
Look at top.
Close to Blink as well.
They saw Rio. He preemptively popped the Essence Ring. He knows something might happen to him up here. GPK's thinking about it.
Not again. Coil, BKB, everything used. Let's see if the damage this time's enough. He's going to have a remnant position.
Oh, he broke it! No! No!
Oh, no. Oh, that's Roche now. We've got the Shadow Demon getting blown up. A further fight throughout the river. Mortimer-Kiss is getting laid down.
The bash!
Roche is even going to bash the Snapfire. Now the rest of VP have shown up for the parties. Melody would join him in the afterlife. 3 down. And the cherry on top is Roshan.
Oh, no, Real. After playing so flawless. Oh, he's done such a good job. Even this game, too. Just dancing. Slight mistake there. It's going to be massive. A Dagon now being picked up by GPK. He's going to start having even more burst. And a full Scotty finished up for Pure. So these BKBs, he's going to be able to just slow right through them. Oh, man, that was this. I think that might have been one of the saddest things I've seen in 6 months or something in Dota.
6 months.
He played it so well, too. Like, he danced so nicely around it both times. And oh, that's just painful.
Dire are scanning.
And we're speaking about how important that second Roche was. 10,000 lead, all outer towers soon to be claimed.
They bought a gem earlier.
Shard.
They bought. I think the gem was actually bought before the last fight even on Shakota. He bought it and gave it to the puck. Yeah, Shard TA is another monstrosity to be dealt with. More traps, silences, etc. Yeah, as we said, game getting harder and harder for HR.
Yeah, okay, so Limitless at least, he does have Refresher queued up.
He can't get farmed though, because they can't win fights and they can't actually farm the map at all from the overwhelming pressure from VP. So it's like they have to win. They have to win fights, but they're not. So I don't see this Refresher
Radiant are scanning.
really coming out realistically.
Pure is almost level 25 as well. Let's just hit 24, so of course needs the level, but that extra refraction is going to be a bit of an issue. You got kisses, I guess, maybe ember damage over time, but just more survivability for Pure.
It's more. It's
Still
just. It's
really far away from the team.
yeah. I feel like another thing is like people always talk about the refraction instances only defensively. It's also you have 14
That's true, very true.
14 plus 100s that you get inside the fight. So
Radiant smoke up, looking to connect with Pure. Background siege, the inevitable. Is Limitless? Yeah, okay, he just ran into Yamage, and I don't believe he's got a buyback. Needs a little bit of gold. He's going to attempt to TP out, and they will be forced to use the Raw. So, I mean, he does have a buyback if need be. Down for 50.
Radiant's bottom tower
Big
is
kill.
under attack.
starting to get their push going bottom, but their base. Shakota's just waiting with his wards too. He tends to do this quite a bit with his serpent wards.
Double bow. He wants to jump in, get a hero, get the tower
yeah.
as well. There we go.
The coil,
Coil
rip,
Timber.
reel
He's gonna
again.
snap it instantly, but he doesn't get the BKB for the fall. Magical damage. Rabel still somehow alive. The Titan Sliver helping out, and Limitless tries to find an angle in. Watson's followed up on Pure as well. They're soaking away all the damage throughout the first life. And they're just gonna leave him? Virtus.pro, how do you find an angle back in this team fight? You know the Ravage is on cooldown. Pure's got the BKB to play with as well. The chain control needs to be perfect, and it's not. Pure turns it back around. BKB pop. Watson's drained. 3 down. They don't have buybacks. They've had enough. Virtus.pro to take this series, and they will be the first team moving on to the grand finals.
Oh, and we saw in the last fight, like, I feel like Malady did not even get to play Abaddon to use Dispels. Last fight, he walks up to try to shield, gets silenced by the puck, can't even do anything. Like, I don't think a single time he was able to get really many successful shields off. The Abaddon pick maybe ends up being a bit of a bait, but VP, they look good, especially this game. This was masterclass stuff, and the last pick puck, we said he's probably going to end up with 0 deaths, and he does.
Right, GPK 0 deaths, Pure 0 deaths as well. You guys were saying this is an exceptional puck game, and GPK performed on another level, and just VP again, you know, they cleaned the slate from the second game, came back, new draft, new outlook, and in the end able to take the series. We'll see you guys shortly. We're going to send it over a break, and when we come back, Arvo will join us to break this series down.
Impressive performance over there. Let's talk about the last statement you said, Aries. I think we can continue to expand on that. We talked about the puck game. GPK kind of ran away with it. He wasn't the only hero, but tell me about his performance, how great it was.
I mean, it's, you guys were saying it's a GPK puck, and you've got a free game like this. They don't have any way to really catch him across the map. No ease of execution stuns. He just got away with whatever he wanted to. And it was also interesting to see just him putting a little bit more priority on his farm, like recognizing if I get my items here, if I get Witchblade, Blink, Ags, etc., then I'm gonna have so much impact. And we saw him like through the early stages not showing up to as many fights, and I thought that was just a really awesome read for GPK, and we saw how much value they got out of that in the end.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about in the game how like Abaddon was there and to like kind of dispel the Beastmaster, enable the Razor bit more, but the control that they had in the area was really impressive. You harped on that a little bit, how Abaddon was kind of denied. Did you feel like that pick didn't end up having the impact you were expecting, Frog?
Yeah, I think I closed it out with saying that, actually, because he got controlled every time. It was a GPK would either be on point with the silence when the shield's coming in, or they're bursting the Abaddon low where he had to shield himself. I think it was in the mid situation he shielded himself. They covered all their. They covered all the bases. It was somebody was covering it, like either SD disruption, I think, in one fight, a Hex in another. There was always somebody to stop this Abaddon from getting a shield off, and yeah, this was just a clean, controlled game from VP. They seem so comfortable with Beastmaster. Even though DM, he was kind of just dying, I think that was his job this game. Like, the lanes were always shoved out. They were always getting more farm than the HR, and HR is just like, HR's not getting farm, and they're not winning fights. So how the hell can they win this game?
What was impressive to me was honestly how much the TA got enabled in those fights. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, he's dying, but the TA, we expected Razor to completely counter her in fights, and it was kind of the opposite, really. Razor was getting destroyed by her.
Yeah, I think the Shadow Demon was super clutch every time. I feel like never purge the wrong target. I mean, you shouldn't purge the wrong target, really, right? Just purge Razor in the fights, and then it's easy to stick onto him. And yeah, I feel like everyone at VP did exactly the job that they should have done. Like I actually wanted to highlight Shakota more than anything because I thought he was, for a 5-position Shadow Shaman, that was some really impressive stuff from him.
Yeah, do you think that swapping of the Shaman to the 5 was a big reason why they won as well?
Yeah, I liked having the SD get a little more prioritization with DM. I don't even know if it ended up mattering, to be quite honest with you, because he didn't really end up feeling like a 4 position. He was pretty poor, but...
I am really curious to ask VP what they thought about that game, and that's why we get an interview with one of their oldest members. It's DM here. We have
Hey,
the interview. Can't wait to ask him. Oh, hey DM, how's it going?
Hey, I guess it's going okay. Yeah, kinda glad to finish this game winning.
Yeah.
After all, I would say. So yeah, that's it.
That was a nail biter of a series. I want to ask you, as a player, is there an excitement to these series, or do you like the stomps a bit more because they're easier?
It's a hard question. I think overall I'm super glad to play this series because third game our lane idea was so dumpster. So like minute 5 I understood all we had to do on this lane, and I'll do it future because their lane should be 50-50 best way against ours. So yeah, I'm glad.
Right.
It's like a game I got new information for myself. So I'm really
That's
glad
very cool.
to have the series. Yeah.
That's very cool. Did you guys also learn as because the drafting seems to have been evolving in this series, right? As the best of 3 went on, did you feel that way too?
Yeah, kinda. Because I think draft of this game was about Beastmaster because they have level 30 Beastmaster, and I'm also kinda playing this hero. So I think we were just trying to play around these heroes because they're comfortable for me and comfortable for them. So it's okay to steal them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we did first pick.
Do you mind if I pick your brain a little bit about the Shadow Shaman that you guys have been pulling out recently? Kind of a surprise pick here for the regional finals. What do you think makes it so strong right now?
I think first guy who started Shadow Shaman was Saxa, and the idea of this hero is kinda simple. It gives tower damage, and it gives your team a disable. So what else you wanna have from a support? Just tell me.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes take, but it's
Right.
not this case.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, I just had a question overall about how you feel about like your region as a whole. I know like TI, of course, was this like explosive thing for the region, and how do you feel that everyone is like? I guess like how the teams are playing. Do you feel like everybody's just gotten a lot better in your region since that all happened, or no real change, or?
If you ask me, I think. He just said Russia, it means Russia in our language.
Yeah.
So about the region, overall I think Dota did kinda chill after TI. So game level overall is kinda low from what I'm watching from every region. So CIS has really good players in micro skill. Like our players I think are the best for laying and pressing spells. And in simple Dota they're the strongest ones. And Dota is simple overall right now. So like even top 1 team Europe has safe lane from Russia. I mean, our players are good, and I think they're really wanted around the world right now, after Team Spirit win especially.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Aries, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, you guys looked really prepared for your series versus PogChamp, and heading into this series, did you do much preparation today or after yesterday? We're just relaxing a little bit and maybe letting the coach do some of the prep for you?
I mean, we're talking overall about heroes and drafts, so we're choosing some, we're playing first series, we surprise people, we stomp them, and then they're understood why they're getting stomped and what they need to change in drafts. So overall, we're just talking about coach what they're gonna change and what we should change for it. So that's kinda it. We're just talking a lot about Dota and drafts.
And another thing is that you guys, I mean, the chemistry is just on another level. It looks like, we had the interview with Pure yesterday and Yamish being nearby giving a massage. It just, the vibes are on another level. And what are some things like you guys like doing outside of Dota to kind of build that chemistry?
I think our most common activity is to choose the worst film in the world. And we're like expecting it to be good, and then we're sitting as 3 people in phones and 2 guys just sleeping. That's our team activity. It's our classic. And then after the guy who chose this film and we were expecting it to be good, we're saying you're not choosing it ever again. And next time he's choosing the film. So that's just our
What
new
was the
meme.
last film?
It was Bronson. It's like 2008 year
With Tom
old
Hardy
film.
in it.
Yeah, it was Tom Hardy.
Yep.
And GPK went to sleep after 20 minutes, and other people joined our phone social scrolling in 30, I believe. It was kinda special, not for everyone. Yeah.
Sure. Who chose that film? Who gets the blame for that one?
Pure. But he had a really amazing performance today on TA, so we're okay to give him a sorry, He said, I forgot
Right.
the word. My bad. Not much English practice overall nowadays in Russia. Have to speak Russian. Cannot speak English.
You speak very
Don't
well.
worry.
So
Yeah,
Thanks.
you've been wonderful, DM, and you also speak very openly to us. As a last question before we let you go, I want to know what is your personal philosophy when you come into games like the regional finals? Like, are these tournaments for you to learn? Are they practice? Do you take them as seriously? Do you go match by match? How do you take these tournaments?
To be honest, overall after TI and playing Dota so
that's
much, I have idea that you should play Dota to get good emotions. You need to play your heroes. You're getting chill and good games on because you're feeling amazing and you're glad to play these heroes and want to play them again. It's like Collapse playing Mars. You think? Do you guys think he is sad when he's playing Mars? No, he's not, because it's like his favorite hero and he's feeling amazing. So that's the same.
Right.
Like I'm feeling amazing when I'm playing some of the heroes, and I want to play them again, like Timber, let's say. Okay. So that's the Dota philosophy, I think. You just need to get all the best emotions from playing this game, so you won't tilt or lose the concentration in the match. That's my philosophy for every single game nowadays.
Okay, and that's post TI. Like you realize that?
Yeah. Because before TI I was thinking like you need to get more heroes for flags, for to amaze your enemies. But overall now I have like, let's say, 10 heroes I play really well, and I want to stick to playing these heroes, not changing much till I'll need some more. When let's say CM post 3 will come to meta and it will rape every single pop, I'll play the same for 50 games in a row. Okay guys, I'll do it. But for now, no, I don't think I need the thing. I'll play my 1053 game on Beastmaster today, and then I'll play like 535 game on Brute, and I'll chill. Yeah, that's my philosophy.
nice.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, DM. Now we know what kind of player you are, Beastmaster and Brood. Thank you so much for your time, man. Congratulations on your victory as well today.
Thanks, guys.
And
thanks.
we wish you luck for the final, man.
Yeah, same. We're gonna prepare and have some good games. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Good luck.
Thank you.
For
too,
sure.
thank you.
Too. What a pleasure, DM. Definitely a top tier interviewee always, because his English is fantastic, even though he doesn't think that way, and he's also so candid,
He's so
He'll
honest.
respond
It's
to anything.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always he just gives like the most, he gives the real answer, and it's like I feel like a lot of players that are like, sorry, I can't say this because my team. DM's just like, well, yeah, this. That's it.
Yeah, that's why. I love asking him about Dota, because I know he's never going to tell me, oh, I can't reveal that. He's never once said that to me in the interviews we've had with him. It's pretty wonderful.
I think a big thing as well, like the amount he's learnt off TI, like he's 22 years old, I believe. I'm not 100% certain how old Yokota is, but DM is the oldest in the team, minus the coach, and the fact that he already has this knowledge about the game that a lot of people wouldn't have that concept at all is like a really positive aspect. And we, of course, he asked a question about the vibe of the team and just the environment. They're looking very, very comfortable and very, very happy, and it's just an exciting thing to watch. Eastern European Dota is continuing to grow and get to another level where it's super exciting, and the players it's showing that.
Yep. And if you guys want to continue watching some more Eastern European Dota, now that Aries has hyped it up for you, you should. But that's why we have a special schedule for you, as we have one more day of the regional finals. And we're going to showcase what's up for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the finals day, which means we start with the lower bracket final. That's HellRaisers versus Team Spirit. And then in the final, VP is waiting for their opponent. And that's going to be a best of 5 final as well, the only best of 5 of this tournament. We start at the same time once again. It's 2 p.m. CEST. If you're in Russia, that's going to be 3 p.m. In Portugal, 1 p.m. And in the US, Fogged, can you help me out with that? What time does the game start?
The first one?
Yeah.
8 a.m., right? I think
8
EST?
a.m., okay.
8 a.m. EST.
Okay.
That sounds right, I believe.
Thank you, Fucked. And if you're in Malaysia like myself, it's going to be 9 p.m. So, welcome my fellow Singaporeans, Malaysians, and Chinese people watching Eastern European Dota. As you saw the brackets, we're only missing those 2 things that we just mentioned. And that's it. We're pretty much good to go for the day. We hope you enjoyed the Eastern European Dota of today. We hope you enjoyed the panels, the casters as well, as we have a lot of fun with these games ourselves. And I think you're starting to understand why the people that watch this region love it so much. There's characters, there's personality, there's interesting Dota, there's even innovative ideas this late into the patch. Hello, Shadow Shaman. And there's going to be more Dota tomorrow. So we hope to see you guys then. Follow Beyond the Summit, and see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. CST. Until then, guys, goodbye.